Good morning, my friends. The next few weeks present a unique window of opportunity for Israel. Since 1967, there have always been external reasons for Israel to not do what's right for itself. There have been alibis, pressures, and so on and so forth. The big question over the next few weeks is when Prime Minister Netanyahu meets President-elect Trump, what will Netanyahu say? Will he continue the long-standing approach of forming a Palestinian state in the heart of Israel? Or will he take a new, fresh approach? Think about it. Until now, there have always been extraordinary pressures. And here, it's like a kid that grew up, he's 18 years old. It's ours to decide. I'm under an impression of profound openness to hear what we want for ourselves. So Israel is put at a unique position to say what it wants. Do we want to establish a second Palestinian state besides the Palestinian state in Gaza that inevitably would become a failed and hostile Muslim state? Or try something new? You know, I come from the business world. Imagine in my high-tech company, if one of the junior managers came over to me and said, "Listen, I tried out this plan and I failed. Wait, but I tried it out again and I failed again. And you know what? I tried the exact same plan for the third time and I utterly failed." I'd fire him. And that's essentially what's happening here. Yes, I understand there's world consensus that that's the right plan, but it doesn't mean it is the right plan. For so many years, there have been misconceptions. The first misconception was the centrality of the Palestinian-Israeli conflict to the Middle East. But today, everyone knows that what's going on in Mosul or in Libya or in Egypt has absolutely nothing to do with another house in Ofra. Everyone knows that. But there's also been another guiding line for many, many years in the United States. It's not one administration. It's been since the founding of Israel. There was a feeling that if America somehow distances itself from Israel, the Arab world it'll gain favor there. But the reality is it's baseless. Do you know that in the very founding of Israel, between November of 47 and May of 48, the State Department decided it was a huge mistake to go ahead and found this new state, and it changed its mind. But President Truman had the courage to be the very first nation on earth that recognizes Israel. I hope that the new administration will show the same courage of being the very first nation on earth that recognizes Jerusalem as Israel's united capital. I'm also hearing some Israeli ministers that are out there volunteering concessions without even being asked for it. This loose chatter is hurting Israel's national security. And I tell them, hold your horses. I've been in the business world. I never have seen people go out and give concessions without even being asked. What is the alternative? There's no perfect solution. But let's think what the problem is. The problem is not the Palestinian-Israeli conflict. The problem is that we see a massive effort, concerted effort of radical Islam to create a Shiite crescent from Iran, through Iraq, through Syria to Lebanon, in a battle against the free world. And when you understand that, and when you understand that one cannot run away from the Middle East, because if you run away, the Middle East will run after you, and it'll get you in southern Manhattan. So the question is, what do you do? Now, put yourself in the shoes of an American president. The ideal presence would be the following. You want boots on the ground, but you don't want them to be your boots. You want ongoing intelligence. You want ongoing fighting against terror. And that's what Israel is. We've got 8 million boots in the ground at the forefront of the battle against radical Islam. But it's not American boots, and we've never asked America to send troops to defend us. We've got intelligence second to no one. We've got a democracy showing how you can stay a democracy while battling the deadliest foes in the world. We've got Hezbollah in the north, Jabal al-Nusra on Syria border, ISIS in Sinai and Hamas in Gaza. Man, think about that. Yet, within Israel, we're thriving. We're an example of how you can thrive amid terror. Stay in a democracy, stay in a liberal democracy amid terror. So Israel, when you look at the big picture, is not a problem. Israel is the solution. And when you understand that, the last thing you want to do is undermine this lighthouse in the center of the Middle East. You don't want to take out bricks from its foundations. You want to strengthen it. But what do we do? Because there are about 2 million Palestinians in Judea and Samaria. Well, as I said, there's no perfect solution, but we should seek to manage this in a reasonable way. What I would do, I would go ahead with an autonomy on steroids for the Palestinians, full freedom of movement, which does not fully exist today. A Marshall Plan for those territories, for the Jews and the Arabs combined. Yes, we can't reach a Palestinian state. I oppose it, others favor it, but we all agree that it's not going to happen tomorrow. So what do you do when you disagree, but everyone agrees that it's not going to happen soon? Put it aside and let's see what we can do. Here's what I would do. I would create full freedom of movement. I would create a free tourism zone so tourists can come in from Haifa, through Nablus, Jerusalem, Bethlehem, without going through borders. Create a land port, perhaps in Jenin. Multiply the entrance points from Judea and Samaria into Israel. You know what would be the greatest change for Palestinians? One that really would make a difference? If Ahmed from Jenin, that works in Tel Aviv, would be able to get up at 6 in the morning to reach his work at 7:30 and not at 2:30 in the morning. That matters so much more than discussions in corridors of diplomats. And we can do it. We can do so much to make life better for everyone. Peace on the ground. I know people are used to one formula, but it's time to rethink everything. And that's what I urge the world community. But first and foremost, that's what I urge our own government and the Prime Minister. No American administration is going to be more hawkish than Israel is. So you only have one chance, and it'll happen over the next few weeks. Do we go down the good old failed path, or finally, do we try something new? Thank you very much.